Hello everyone, and it's that time of year again, and you know what that means. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Feliz Natal, Feliz Navidad, and so on. I also want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for their support, both on YouTube with the Castlevania stuff and the Shinobi stuff, and also the tutorials. And of course a big thank you to the small but growing community of people on Patreon. Christmas is of course the season for giving, and I have gifts for you today. In the description to this video you will see a very simple download link, so if you click on that you'll be able to download the ROM to the Mega Drive Castlevania Symphony of the Night demo. Now before everyone rushes off and plays the game, please just stick around just for a minute. I'll keep this very short and quick. There are just some things about the demo I need to explain just to ensure your maximum enjoyment. First of all, the basic controls. So if you press the A button you'll do the backdash, and it's B for attack and C for jump. And if you want to use the sub weapons you do up and B. For those of you with a 6-button controller, you can also use these sub-weapons by pressing the Y button. When you first open up the ROM, you'll be met with this very nice screen. Originally I just used a very simple placeholder of the Castlevania loading screen, but Pyron thankfully produced this very nice snazzy new version. So here you can see the name of the level and also the credits of the people who worked on it, including the musicians who did the music for the stage and also the boss music. If you want to play this particular stage, the next step is simply to press the start button, but if you want to skip to the next level, you can press the X button and it will take you to the next level instead. If you press the Z button, it will actually change the sword you're using. So I've been experimenting with two types of swords in the past few weeks. You have the regular sword and you also have the sword with the little blue aura around it. So these both have different hitboxes, so feel free to experiment. You can't change them during the level, but you can change them here. As I said, press the Z button and it will change from the regular sword to the blue sword. In the download link you will see a file named stable and another file called unstable. Now the reason for this is in the past week after the demo I showed, the CRT demo, I started to add some new things to it, some new graphics, because Pyron's been very busy and that's all going great, and then suddenly I realised I started to have some weird crashes sometimes when transitioning from room to room, and these were happening in areas which were absolutely fine before. I spent last Thursday a few hours just debugging, and apparently the problem is there's a function in SGDK, the development kit I'm using for this game, which deals with the font and writing text, and I'm not even using that, and apparently according to the bug report that's causing some kind of conflict. So the only solution to this really is to go update, when I update SGDK next, is to rebuild the library with this particular function deleted out, and that's going to take time, and unfortunately I didn't have the time to do that before then, and so that's pretty annoying. But the solution is I've created two ROMs. So one version of the ROMs, I realized that if I just got rid of some of the enemies, the 2 or 3 rooms where this crash, this freeze was happening, they didn't happen anymore. So that's the stable ROM. So there are 2 particular areas in the entrance level and one area in the marble gallery which frequently had this kind of freeze, this freeze on a back screen whenever you tried to press start and move from room to room. But if I removed the enemies then it was fine, it worked okay. So in the stable ROM you'll see that there are few enemies in some certain areas, and in the unstable ROM they have all the enemies. So just bear that in mind, so you can play both. If you play the unstable version and you're getting the crash, especially around where the gargoyles are in the entrance section, the entrance level, all you have to do is, if you want to skip by without it crashing, just press the start button as soon as you enter that little those affected rooms without interacting with the enemy, and it seems to make you pass through without any problem. It's such a strange little bug caused this little, apparently by this little conflict within SGDK. So it'll be fixed hopefully in the new year, but just an annoying little bug. If you start attacking the enemies and you defeat them and then press start, you have a high chance of it freezing, but if you don't interact with them then it pretty much never freezes. So it's such a weird bug. It's really annoying that it turned up just last minute, but I didn't want to delay the release of the demo. So you've got the stable version which should be fine, although of course there are some bugs in other areas of the demo, but normally not enough to crash it or to freeze it. And you have the unstable one with all the enemies, so feel free to play both. Just bear in mind what I said here, so it's easy just to press start and just skip over the bug areas anyway, even in the unstable version. So I hope you have fun. This didn't seem to happen in the demo I was playing on the CRT episode, so if I can find that then I might include that as a bonus. I'll call it the old demo version. You can play through that, and that seemed to be fine as far as I added this new stuff the past week. So a very strange bug, as I said, but hopefully it'll be fixed early in the new year. But don't worry too much. It's only, even in the unstable version, it was only those 2 or 3 rooms which were affected, so the rest should be fine. So I hope you'll have fun with it. It's a massive improvement over last year's demo. Last year's was more of a, it's almost more of a tech demo rather than a game, but this year's one, it really does feel like a game. We've got, I think, 5 bosses and I think over maybe around 20 different unique enemy characters to fight against, and I think there's around 40 rooms to fight through. So it's a fun little demo, I think. I hope everyone enjoys it, and a few days from now I'll be back with another video just where I talk about some of the parts of the demo that I haven't shown before, because I didn't want to give away spoilers. There's lots of really nice little surprises for you to discover, so I hope you'll enjoy it, and at that point in that video you'll be able to leave your feedback. So I'll just talk about the decisions, the design decisions, and what I did, and the things which are placeholders and which need to be improved. So I'll discuss through the demo, and then everyone can leave their feedback, and we can I'll also talk about the plans for 2024. In the meantime, that podcast I mentioned where I had a good conversation with one of the musicians of the game, Engelbard, where we talked about the development of the game, of the demo and so on, that's on his channel now, so I'll link to it here if you want to go and have a listen to that. Okay, so that's it for this video. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, I hope you have a very pleasant few days, and I will see you all again soon.